Hello. I'm not going to tell you a story, but I am going to pretend that I'm not irritated by the constant leaf blowing outside my house while I'm trying to record on Halloween. I'm not so good at pretending sometimes. So please forgive the lack of soundproofing to my house, but I do appreciate you joining me, and I really am enjoying the fact that I get to share some of these bizarre things with all of you. That's what I do. I study monsters of all different types, and especially in the United States, and I share them with people, either through talking about them like this, or more prominently, through making my sculptures, so that I can show them in art galleries and online and whatever else I can manage. Sometimes selling them, that's a thing sometimes. But I like to share monsters with people. And not make-believe monsters so much. I like real monsters, more or less. I like to make monsters that come from real folklore. Actual stories or reports that people tell of seeing things, experiencing firsthand, hopefully, the kinds of weirdness that people can't understand or explain. That's what I really like to study and make sculptures all about. So, for this video, I have something that's pretty special. I was shared? One of my friends, anyway, shared with me a relatively recent report. We're talking like a month ago or something, maybe. But it came from a place that's near and dear to me as well. I used to live in Cape Girardeau, Missouri for a while. And it's a place. It's about an hour south of St. Louis, Missouri, if that helps anybody figure out where anything is. But it is not the kind of place you normally see a lot of reports from. Sykeston's just a little south, and right around that area, kind of in between, if I remember correctly, there was a UFO crash landing sighting reported several years ago, quite a while ago. But this thing that I have to share with you today is actually a lot more entertaining, in my opinion. I don't really get off on aliens, sorry. But Cape Girardeau had a woman who reported a Batman. I figured my subtitles would interpret it that way. Yeah, not the DC Comics, but a man-bat thing, sort of. A large black figure with huge wings was seen out in Cape Girardeau somewhere. This is an unusual one. You study this stuff for many years like I have, and you'll see a heck of a lot of really weird things. And this is certainly not the weirdest thing I've seen, by any means. In fact, I just recorded something about green space penguins. So, no, this is not the weirdest thing at all. But you don't see a whole lot of these large bat-winged people. However, you do have a handful of reports from across the United States that do talk about things that are similar. There are a lot of reports of bird people, a whole lot of that kind of thing. And I probably will talk briefly about another similar or related in some way idea from Missouri here in the next video as well. But a bat person is a very strange idea. Probably a lot more terrifying in real life than, say, the comic book hero. I mean, he's a good guy, right? So that wouldn't be as terrifying, hopefully. His enemies are a whole lot more terrifying than him, of course, and they're a lot more creative. But a bat person is really bizarre and unusual, and I am pretty excited to start looking into some more of the details of this one, hoping to figure out a little bit more that I could share with you for what it was like, what this person possibly was like as well that reported it. Is this just one of those crazy people report crazy things that you see all the time, or somebody that was desperately wanting attention, as is very frequently the case, or someone trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes and it succeeded and now it's everywhere? Speaking of, there's another one I have to tell you about. But it's interesting. But I've talked a lot too much about something that I don't really have much to share with you about. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off here for a minute, and I'll come back to some more stories about some Missouri monsters that I have as well, since I'm starting with Missouri apparently today. So we'll see what we have to share about some more bizarre things and monstrous weirdness. So thanks again for joining me. Happy Halloween. And subscribe so that you can get all sorts of notifications about new things, and also it'll build towards my channel and its popularity, and I thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing monsters with you and sharing monster making even more. This is not going to be the typical thing that I normally do on this channel, but if people want more and more monster discussions, I'll do it. But typically, what you're going to see that's not Halloween time is going to be a lot of videos of me sharing me making monsters. So, I'm excited. You can't tell, but anyway, I'll talk to you about another monster very soon. Thanks for joining.